Hey everybody, what is going on? Hope everybody having a good day. Today I am going to go over a little bit about some of the gear and abilities that I'm using on my Druid. Currently I am running a pulverize build, so we'll jump right on into it. The first piece of gear that I'm using is the unique helmet, the Godslayer Crown. This has a special effect that when every few seconds or so, when you damage them, they pull them all into like a small group. It comes in very handy when you're trying to get out of a jam or you just need that extra boost of damage. So usually I save this to when I'm fighting uniques or a stronger enemy because it'll give me that extra damage burst. My chest piece, I am running the Insatiable Fury. This is great because it gives me extra ranks into my pulverize, as well as giving me extra armor and the abilities that come with that, especially when I'm outside of town. I stay in werebear form, so my armor increases quite dramatically, so that comes in really handy for all that. My gloves, I am currently running the Warlord Gauntlets of Retaliation, and this has quite a bit of willpower on it with the greater FX, as well as 3 to pulverize, so that comes very handy. Also, the added attack speed lets me burst down enemies quicker. My leggings are the Looting Runic leggings, and I've had these for quite a while. They're great because they have the 18 to resistance of all elements, and I got a really good roll with the total armor. It also hit for the 25% in the tempering. My boots are currently the Adventurer's Gauntlets of the Metamorphosis. The added spirit back is really handy because most Druid builds tend to run out of spirit quite fast. So it's good to have that extra way of getting it back other than your basic attack or something like that. It's constantly in the background recharging, so it's nice. So like if I run to group, it's there, and I'm not worrying about having to start a fight with a basic attack to get spirit back. My weapon is currently a two-handed staff called the Shockwave Ritual Staff. This turns my pulverize into, instead of being a ring around me, it makes it a wave that goes out away from me. So it comes really handy with not only hitting enemies up close, I could also hit them from quite a bit of a distance away as well. My amulet is the Shepherd's Chain. This gives me the extra critical strike damage as well as more maximum life. So that can be really handy, especially with the more maximum life I have, the more damage I do. So as much life as I can get, the better. My first ring, this gives me more max life. It also gives me damage resource cost, so that comes really handy. So I could pulverize more and not have to worry about having to worry about my spirit as much. And then my second ring, this gives me, I have the greater FX on maximum life, so that came really handy. I got lucky with that roll, as well as I hit for the 25% on both damage and willpower, so that's great. Also, this ring has the possibility to restore my primary resource, so any way I can get spirit back, the better. And that's less downtime, so that definitely makes things easier. My abilities that I'm currently using are Ravens with the brutal thing, because that gives me the increased critical strike chance. So more critical strike chance, more damage, so that definitely comes in handy. Wolves, they're just there to take advantage of the shepherd's aspect, basically, because I get more damage the more companions I have. So that's pretty much what the wolves are. The wolves aren't really that useful. I mean, they're good. They're a good distraction. But for the most part, they're it's really all they're good for is just kind of helping give me that little bit of buffer between them. They also give me the extra fortify, which is nice. Pulverize is my main attack, and I am currently rank 11. And the amount of damage it does with all the combined stuff and that goes with it definitely make everything a lot easier. I power down everything because of the way that the affixes all work together. Also, if I'm at max health, I do more damage than I would if I was taking damage. So you kind of got to find that sweet spot on being close to the enemies to do the damage, but trying to stay just slightly away from them so that you're not taking damage, as in your damage in turn goes down. Petrify. This is great. This thing stuns everything around you, with the exception of bosses, um, for for 16 seconds. Now the reason it's up to 16 seconds is because of the ability I have on my weapon. It gives me 131% petrified duration. So basically everything just stands still around me for 16 seconds. It's kind of nice to power enemies down and not have to worry about getting killed, especially when I'm running a pit. Because some of the monsters in there can be very tough, especially when you start getting into the higher levels. Then I have Claw for my basic attack. This basically serves for two purposes. One, it allows me to poison enemies. It also allows me to get spirit back. It's not really a big damage dealer. It's just there to add another way for me to get spirit back. And then Poison Creeper. Poison Creeper is great for crowd control again, especially when my Petrify's on cooldown. And if it procs with the aspects that I have, I can basically keep casting it, so I can keep crowd controlling people around me, and keeping poison up, so my damage goes up. So anyway, I can boost damage is better. As you can see, my max life's at 53,000. My armor, while in town, is only at 6,000, so that's below armor cap, but it goes up when I'm out of town because I have the werebear form, so it jumps to like 10,000. And so that's pretty much my build right now. Still working on it. Still working on getting some better weapons. I was lucky enough to get this Godslayer crown that has a greater affix on it. Nothing triple affix right now. I have a couple, but they're just not good for the build, so I'm not using them. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and let me know how your builds are in the comments, and talk to you next time. Have a good one.